The topic of our webinar today is partnering with Geek Plus, warehouse strategies for profitability and growth. I'm very pleased to be able to introduce the guests that we have joining us today for the discussion. Jonathan Kum is the Sales Manager for Southeast Asia and India for Geek Plus. We have Jordan McFall, who is the Intralogistics Business Development Manager for Automate X, a Geek Plus partner in Australia and New Zealand markets. And later in the program, we'll be joined by Jack Tsai, who is the Sales Manager for Southeast Asia and ANZ for Geek Plus. We've got a great topic this morning, and there can be no doubt that in the post-pandemic period, we've seen a dramatic acceleration of warehouse automation technologies and their implementation here in Asia. Pre-pandemic, there was an arbitrage between cost and availability of labour and the cost of investment in technology. Post-pandemic, that arbitrage no longer exists. Labour for warehouse operations has been tightly constrained, and technology gives us the ability to improve the utility of both new and existing infrastructure, vastly improved storage utilisation and capacity management, and more efficient material handling through storage and pick and pack. Geek Plus brings to this discussion a strong global brand of technology for the transformation of warehouse operations and the integration of technologies such as high-density racking systems, autonomous mobile robots or AMRs, automated guided vehicles or AGVs, and how these integrate potentially into the smart warehouse of the future. Geek Plus sees strong opportunities for the Malaysia market, and they're looking to build capability through engagement with strong and reputable integration partners. So with that introduction, I'm going to pass to Jonathan to give us some further insights into Geek Plus. Jonathan, over to you.
Hi, Brett. Thanks for the great, awesome introduction. A very good morning to everyone. Just to supplement a little bit, in today's fast-paced industry, automation is no longer a luxury. It has actually become a necessity for businesses to stay relevant and competent for the forefront of the industry. So yet, despite the numerous benefits that automation brings to one, many times businesses still face huge challenges in determining or selecting a right solution for their businesses. And that's why today we have came to this webinar to share with you regarding Geek Plus. So my name is John, and I represent Geek Plus Singapore, covering the Southeast Asia and Indian market. And my role in Geek Plus is to connect businesses with our extensive database and our cutting-edge smart technologies, leveraging all those data that we have consolidated over the years, and to cater to develop a suitable solution for your needs. So to start off, our mission in Geek Plus is to move the world intelligently, and our vision is to use our smart solutions to better improve efficiency, flexibility for warehousing, ultimately enabling a smart city. So our business started back in 2015, where we first launched our AMR for the goods to person operation, where the AMRs would trade a mobile shelves to our workstations, and then allowing the operators to do the picking. So instead of having the operators running throughout the warehouse to do the picking, which is not efficient. And then gradually along the years, we expanded to international waters. In 2018, we started our office in 2018 in Singapore. So basically, having been in this industry for almost a decade, we showed a consistent growth and critically innovation in new ideas, new solutions to cater for the challenges to come. And with that said, today, we are determined to be the largest AMR provider for over 5 consecutive years, and we have served over 700 plus of customers worldwide, and the numbers are still climbing up. So with that said, our customer base are from various industries. They are from e-commerce, retails, apparels, pharmaceuticals, manufacturing, automotive. And basically, we work very closely with 3PLs as well to provide the solutions for the end customers. So ultimately, we know that every customers, every businesses have different pain points, different challenges itself. So they may actually want to start off, implement off as a project on different stages of it. So we understand the needs of it. And that is why, as I mentioned earlier on, we do not just sell a solution, but in actual fact, we will gather your requirements and then provide a tailored solution that meets your needs. So over here, with over almost a decade of experience in this industry, we actually have innovated quite a few of solutions to date. So from left itself, you will see person for fulfillment center, mainly into three categories. We have the shelf to person solutions. This is the standard. So we launched this way back in 2015, where AMR will retrieve mobile shelvings up to a height of 2.7 meters. So this is very suitable for lower warehouse ceiling sites.
It's round, a little pudgy, and with a tonsure that surprised
And
you.
then moving on, we have the pop pick.
It could be described
This is
as
the automated workstation. And in this case, the mobile shelves can go up to about 3.8 meters in height. So if you have higher warehouse height, this is very suitable. And then this is mainly catered for tote bin storage. So it's basically an automatic retriever or putting away of tote bins to the shelvings. And then in the second category, we have the totes to person solution. We call this the robo shutter. So mainly you will see that we have two robots over here. The first robot, we call it the robo shutter. This will remain in the house, the purpose of transferring totes, picking or putting away totes. And then it will deliver the totes to the lower column, and then we pair it with another robot, we call this the P40. So this is a very small mobile, the gel robot itself. It will quickly retrieve the tote bins from underneath the column and deliver it to the workstation. So mainly you have this good combination of the robo shutter for this tote bin storage. And then last but not least, we have the pallets to person system. We call this a Sky Cube. So mainly this is a full racking systems. Imagine it to be like vinyl racks, but as of now, we compact all the racks together. And then it's mainly for palletized cargoes. And we deploy a four-way robot, which will travel to different tiers of the rackings to retrieve palletized cargoes. And then this is also a hybrid system because we pair it with the first solutions at the lower column over here. So as you can see, top column can be for full palletized cargoes, and lower column can be for piece picking, loose picking items. The best of both worlds. And then we also do have supporting robots as well, a supplementary robots. We have a fleet sorting robots. Basically, it's robots with conveyors at the top, which is very efficient, very productive for multiple sorting lines, heating lines as well. And then we also do have moving robots, basically to pick up totes, cargoes, pallets as well, up to a heavy ton of about 2 tons for point to point. And this is also able to integrate with multiple subsystems like cargo lift as well, traveling from different points of the warehouse to another area. And then last but not least, we have the forklift side. So basically this is a full for palletized cargo from point area to another point area up to a certain height as well. So all in all, I'm very proud to share is that with over almost a decade in this industry, we have developed all these solutions to date, and we consistently have been thinking about new ideas to cater for the new challenges to come. And then now I would like to share a video with you of some of the products that we have and some of the customers' feedback.
to utilize technology from partners like Geek Plus allows us to build out that scale, build out that flexibility.
Automation has really helped us to be more flexible and being able to adapt to customers' ever-changing order profiles and growth.
Not only does it improve efficiency, but it also saves us a substantial amount of space and cost. We believe that this automated smart warehouse will set a standard and become the blueprint for others to follow.
Great. Okay, so some key points regarding our mobile robots. Ultimately, we emphasize on being reliable because we run a lot of tests for all our robots, and then it has to be very safe. So we are equipped with all those certifications for the battery, and it's also a CE certified. And last but not least is high tech. The components are modular, and then we are also 5G compatibility as well. So with all that said about the hardware itself, I would also like to emphasize strongly regarding software. So here in Geek Plus, we not only develop our own hardware, the mobile robots, we also develop our own software system. So I will just focus on 3 pointers over here. Number 1 will be the IOP. This is the Intelligent Operation Platform. So mainly, this platform is to gather live monitoring of the robots in operations. It gives you data, analyze of data, mainly to determine efficiency or to cater for future optimization. And then secondly, we have WES, which is the Warehouse Execution System. This is to control multiple robots under Geek Plus. It can be a picking system, it can be a robot shuttle together under our WES, then it will be integrated with the client's ERP or WMS system. And then last but not least, we have the robot management system. In short, it's also a fleet management. So you have to have this software to manage multiple fleets, quantities of robots working together. So ensuring that every robot has a task to fulfill and not waiting in line blindly for it. So I believe everyone would be familiar that with the use of automation, it brings endless benefits as well. So I'll just quickly run through, maybe I'll stress out about this picking accuracy. So we use software as well to track what was being picked for the way. So this is critical for today's businesses. You have to know what is in your warehouse, what is your stock, and what is being outbound as well. So with that said as well, this will actually boost out efficiency with the picking accuracy. And then the next part will be a very interesting part. So by being part of Geek Plus, you are part of our ecosystem. And we have this ecosystem platform where we work with industry giants, the leaders, working with them to gather the pain points that they are facing for their operations, for their businesses. And then with that, we can co-develop new technology, basically to be at the forefront as well. So we will share all this database from Geek Plus to our customers, to our partners. Ultimately, as I mentioned, leveraging on Geek Plus database being consolidated over almost a decade and using that to determine the right solution for your business. And then moving on, I would like to introduce a bit about this partnership that we have. We have this global partnership with customers, and I've named Decathlon as one of the key partners that we have. So basically, we work with them in their HQ to determine the requirements, the software integrations, the process flow, and the expansion needs. And once we have decided and concluded on that project in the HQ, this project or this automation solution can be easily replicated throughout different sites of Decathlon. It can be in the HQ, the next site can be in Malaysia or even Singapore. So ideally, I understand that customers, big MNC players, that's always a question. When we do a site, can we easily replicate the solutions to another country? So this is to eliminate the long time span, the complexity of automation projects. Okay, so pretty much I have elaborated regarding Geek Plus. What do we do? What do we offer? And then next, I would like to move on to a partnership. So we are expanding in the market of Malaysia as well. And we have did a forecast and we foresee the uprising of requirements in Malaysia, not only Malaysia, but globally as well. But as for today's program, we are focusing in Malaysia. So basically, we are looking to have partners that is willing and interested to be on board Geek Plus. And then today, I will just quickly share with you of the programs that we have. So ultimately, there's three types of partnerships that we have. Sales partners, mainly to introduce to sell Geek Plus products. And then we have a solution partners with strong SI capability as well. And then we'll be assisting in developing or designing the plan. And then last but not least is a core partnership. So it's a dedicated team for selling Geek Plus product in Malaysia. So these are three types of partnership programs that we have. And then we can further elaborate during our next session. So ultimately, for partners that's interested to be on board, is for your consideration to think that which areas you want to hop onto. And then we can arrange a separate session or face-to-face discussion on it. Okay, and then in terms of the timeline and duration, typically we need about 4 weeks to have a partners on board. Mainly week number 1 will be an initial contact, understanding your needs, your interest in our business, and then going through the necessary agreements. And then afterwards, again, meeting with a face-to-face to understand every individual on your team. And then last but not least will be the onboarding process already. Okay, and then partners will be asking, yes, I'm interested to be a partner of Geek Plus, but what are the tools that Geek Plus has to offer to ensure that this route is a smooth sailing pathway? So in Geek Plus, we have actually developed a very comprehensive set of tools, the tools where partners can apply from the initial concept all the way to the final deployments of the project. So as you can see over here, we have a G plan. Okay, this is mainly in the initial stage to determine what is the concept needed for your end customers. And then we will do the designing, racking systems, different types of mobile robots. And then we also have a G deploy. Basically, after committing with this solution deck, we can deploy this concept into an actual warehouse. And then we also do have G service to guide the partners for maintenance, after sales, or even parts replacements. And then also G Academy. Basically, this is a whole platform that consists of all our data, the selling tactics, the solution manuals, the service manuals as well. So basically, last but not least, we have a other partner system. Basically, this is a continuous interaction with our partners to understand their needs, their pain points, or even their forecast for their region as well. So ultimately, I think this may attract the partners. What are the benefits that you reap from it? So ultimately, I would say valuable rewards. We will actually give very attractive packages for our partners to come to Malaysia or different regions as well. And then in terms of what will we support from Geek Plus, we will actually build hand in hand with our partners in making sure that your team is competent enough to sell solution and to deploy as well. And then in Geek Plus, we have a very comprehensive marketing team. We will also assist to blast out marketing resources, networking, the potential partners in Malaysia or the customers. And then last but not least, we have also a dedicated team as well to ensure that you as our partners is working hand in hand together. So besides that, I would like to introduce to you Jordan, who is currently our partner, to share to you his life experience, his heartfelt experience regarding this partnership with Geek Plus. Jordan, over to you.
Oh, thank you, Jonathan, for the introduction. Hi guys, so my name is Jordan. I'm a business development manager for AutomateX, which is an Australian and New Zealand-based business. And basically, yeah, we're a core partner of Geeks in the ANZ region. Yeah, I'm really excited to be here today for this webinar and great to be a part of this experience panel. So a bit about AutomateX. It's been a fast journey for us. We've experienced a lot of growth over a short amount of time. And Geek Plus has really been a core part of that growth, our partnership with them. So we take a slightly different approach to the market. We see ourselves as innovators in the industry. We do things a little bit different. And this Geek Plus partnership has really allowed us to take that to the next level. I think when partnering with a big name like Geek, that brings you something, right? You get that quality, you get that experience, you get to leverage Geek Plus in the industry. And as you can see, Jonathan shared some really good examples of how big the network is that Geek Plus have. They've done a lot of projects with the biggest names in the industry, both 3PL, e-commerce, pharmaceutical, manufacturing, and yeah, basically a really big reason why we chose to partner with them. So let me go a bit deeper here, I guess, into our partnership with Geek. There's an ugly mugshot of four of us, which was on the cover of a magazine down here in Australia recently. Basically, the support, I want to talk about the support we get from Geek. I think that's really important to know. It's very comprehensive, all the way from sales to service. And Jonathan shared that G plan with you earlier, right? It's a portal which you can use. Geek Plus provide us with all these tools, right? And essentially allows our team to be the ones that face up to the customer. We're designing the solutions. We're going through the problem as you would with any other automation solution. And I find that really helps you connect with a customer and ultimately helps you to make that sale, right? There's many AMR companies out there, as you can imagine. But I think what we've found with Geek is that they are the leader in AMRs. They've proven that time and time again. And as we've kind of jumped into the partnership with them, it's just been proven over and over again. So these tools, they kind of extend past the solution and design stage. They've got plenty of people in their team which support you all the way through project management. If you're going into detailed software design, Geek are always there to answer questions with you alongside your clients, which we've found extremely valuable, right? I think multiple times from both sides of AutomateX team and also the Geek Plus team, we feel we're just an extension of Geek Plus. Yes, we do other bits and pieces, but what we find is that we're often working right alongside the Geek Plus team to make sure that the customer's happy and the solutions delivered to a high standard, right? Another really a beneficial part of being a partner with Geek Plus is that leads go both ways. We bring leads to Geek Plus and vice versa. They provide us with a lot of opportunities. They open doors for us, and ultimately we go in there and we are all on the same page. We know what we want to do. We know what we need to do to win a solution, and that's I guess we find a true partner, right? Yeah, moving on here. So I did want to talk about a bit of the successes that we've had in New Zealand and Australia. We've up to our 6 projects within a 2-year window, which I think for us is really impressive. Obviously, it's nothing compared to the growth that Geek Plus have experienced, but it just shows you that if you're willing to do the effort and you've got a team of people that are capable, you can really, make something of this industry. And one case study that I want to share, which we won in New Zealand actually, was against one of the big integrators, worldwide integrators. And I think why we won that project was really down to Geek Plus, that relationship, and also the ability to offer things in the market that other people aren't able to offer. And when I say that, you can see all these technologies that Geek Plus can provide, right? There's a big benefit in having multiple different technologies all from the same vendor, because you get that cohesion, things can sit under one software level, and Geek Plus are able to see things that maybe other companies aren't able to. For example, the project we won in New Zealand, it had we were going up against another company. Now it was a robo shuttle system, and Geek utilized all the space, and we were actually able to get 30% more storage space just by the way we approached the design. And so that project's kicked off now. We have robo shuttle, but there's also an ability to do bulk AMR, something that probably more than half of our projects now have. And that's where you're able to customize the racks and the robots to carry a big variety of equipment. And so we find that flexibility is just so good. In fact, this project in New Zealand, before we've even installed it on site, the customer's already adding in grid locations, adding in AMRs, because it's just that easy to expand. So what's the future vision for AutomateX? I guess we really aim to be the premium mobile robotics integrator in Australia and New Zealand, and potentially beyond. But I think with Geek Plus, we have that ability, right? You've got a large company that's there willing to support you. Our focus is really on providing flexible and efficient mobile solutions, which you're able to compete against a lot of the old players in the industry who have a lot of fixed infrastructure. We find that through Geek we've got an upper leg. We can often provide a solution which does the same thing at a more competitive cost. And from what we see in things as a step forward in the industry, right? So yeah, I mean, like challenges and ownership, I wanted to kind of briefly discuss that. Yeah, building a capable team is really, really important. It's something you have to focus a lot on for your internal benefit, right? You have to make sure that you have the tools and you have the people inside your team that are able to, carry out the marketing, the sales, the project management, and basically ensure that projects are successful. Through that, both Geek Plus and yourselves and us, we have a successful, time in the industry. So that's at the end of the day what it's all about. And yeah, taking commitment and taking full responsibility for project delivery and the client satisfaction. So you have this network of people within Geek Plus you're able to pull from if things go wrong, and they do go wrong. We're in engineering and automation. It's never smooth sailing, but it's always about how you get over those hurdles. And I think like having a partner there that's done it thousands of times, knows like who to get involved when, and send the right people when necessary. And yeah, definitely one of the biggest benefits of our relationship over the short period of time is being able to utilize Geek's very large team, right? You're talking 1,500 people worldwide. It's a big business. So yeah, very, very excited. Like we have a lot of big plans for the future, and Geek Plus are always the first ones to support us and get on board. So we don't take this partnership lightly. It's it's one that we value a lot. And as you'll find, as you go through this journey of you do get the opportunity to partner with Geek, it's one to cherish. So yeah. I think that's all from me. So
Great, awesome, Jordan. Okay, so thanks, Jordan, for a great introduction. and sharing as well. So to conclude our presentation for today, okay, we are very committed in Geek Plus to remain number one, being the global tech company, into designing and developing new solutions for future challenges as well. And we believe that being in this industry for close to a decade, we have a very wide range, comprehensive database. And we would love to use this database to assist clients in selecting a right solution for their businesses. So if you are interested to find out more regarding that, we would love to connect with you. You can connect with me through LinkedIn as well. And I'll do my best to reach out to every single one of you with a remote meeting or even a face-to-face session. So thank you. Brad, I shall pass it over back to you.
Thanks, John, and thanks, Jordan. I think we had two very good presentations that show us not only the evolution of the technology, but also how or what is required to implement successful projects. And it's not just about having the technology, but it's also about having the people, which I think is a really important step. We're going to move into a panel session now. And so I'd like to welcome in Dr. Ramon, who's going to bring the questions for us, and also Jack Tsai, he's going to join us as well. Ramon, I'll throw to you.
Great, thanks, Brett. Thanks for the introduction. Hey, John and Jordan, thank you for sharing. Quite an interesting view, yeah? We normally talk about technology and systems and processes in our webinars, and it's been a while, but I quite like that there is also a focus on what next, what can Geek and what can partners who partner with Geek do, yeah? So I'll start off with a question for you, Jack, yeah? So AMR technology has been out there for a few years. It's not new, right? And obviously there are competitors to Geek Plus. But what makes Geek Plus successful globally and in Asia? What are some of the reasons why partner with you guys and not with ABC company?
Okay. Thank you, Raymond. This is Jack. Greetings to everyone joining this webinar as well. So I'm also from the sales team responsible for Southeast Asia and the Australia region. Yeah. So thank you for Raymond's question. So some of the key factors that leverage Geek Plus into a best position in like building some partnership with our partners. I can list three of them maybe. So first and foremost is very importantly, Geek Plus, we are the only few companies that we specialize in developing solutions with a full suite of products that suit for different industries, different business profiles across different, let's say, industry, let's say e-commerce. You have our like total present solutions. And if you're talking about, let's say, manufacturing, our plants, production sites, you have our AMR serve for the automatic material movement inside the production plant as well. And apart from the full suite of the solutions, we also are looking into, let's say, the innovation of our own products. So like what Jonathan has mentioned earlier, so apart from the hardware itself, we also develop our own software system. So the goal is always to build a comprehensive and fully integrated ecosystem that help us deploy the system for our customers more efficiently, and making sure to ensure a long-term reliability, because the full system will be totally in control by Geek Plus. So we can serve our customer better by the ability to tailor our solutions, both hardware and software for our customers for their different needs. And last but not least will be most importantly is our proven track record in the industry. So right now, Geek Plus has been leading for the AMR order fulfillment sector for the 6 consecutive years. So the trust from our customer has proven that Geek Plus is a reliable partner to deploy automation for them. So if you're looking at the partnership of a leading AMR company, Geek Plus is the one that who can offer you a let's say a global presence in different countries, and we have served quite a big number of conglomerates working in different regions, so that the branding of Geek Plus can also helping in leverage the credibility of the solutions that we together provide to our customers. Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Jack. Excellent. So look, most people on this call work in supply chain or logistics, right? And
Yep.
we're all busy. You've got trade wars, you've got free trade agreements, you've got conflicts, and then at the same time, you have to focus on your day-to-day job, right? But looking at intra-logistics or in that warehouse environment, yeah, if I was focused just on intra-logistics or in that warehouse or DC environment, what are some of the things that you think we should focus on and the trends that we should be looking at this year in that space? And maybe also touch a bit about which industries do you think, say, the Geek Plus solution or design suits best?
Okay, yeah. Thank you again for this great question. Yeah, I think the focus that we need to look at for the market is also very important for us to position our products or solutions into. So I would say there are a few different sectors that we always focus, and especially in the coming year, or especially in this year, in this Southeast Asia market, which could be a very like critical is let's say we can start from the e-commerce industry, that like online shopping has always been growing like from a few years back already, but still it has been a like growing demand in this sector for the market and the coming year that we foresee as well. So e-commerce is one of the like core industry that we focus on since we established, because of this the high diversity of the SKU profile that makes the warehouse operation complexity pretty high, so that we basically require a high degree of automation to make sure that the order fulfillment can be done within a short time span, and as well as we are keeping the quality, the precision of the picking inside the warehouse, so we can make sure the delivery is all good all the way until arriving at the customer's door. And other sectors, probably we can look at, let's say, the manufacturing as well. Let's say in Malaysia, we see that there are a great demand in terms of the manufacturing industry as well. Let's say electronics, semiconductors. So all these customers, not only do they look into a tangible ROI in terms of a lower labor cost by automation, but they're also looking into the streamlining the entire production line processes, so that to make sure the operation is operating in a high consistency, as well as the quality of a error-proof operation. Yeah. So this will be some of the critical industries, or let's say the market we see that we need to focus, and with the very big demand in the coming year as well. Yep.
Thanks, Jack. Okay, this is a question for both you, Jack, as well as Jordan. And maybe you start us off, Jordan. What is a key factor to start right, especially on systems integration to customers' ERP systems? That's the first question we had here. Jordan, maybe you can give us a short answer there, and then I'll pivot to you, Jack.
Sorry, did you say to start right?
Yes, what's a key factor to start right, especially on systems integration with your customer's ERP system?
Yep. So it's all about understanding your client's data. From our perspective, we will sit down with our client. We will make sure that we have all the data. We then go through that data set with our tools that we have to ensure that it's all there and all the dimensions are right and all the data is correct. We then take that to Geek and we go through it with them. And then we kind of start stepping through actual requirements for what their system needs, what the integration looks like, what features they need within that integration. I guess that part of the whole discussion is probably the most important part, right? Because the software layer is really what connects your business systems to Geek's, to Geek's robot systems. So that part of the journey is very, very important for us. It's about it's about having that open communication. Sometimes for us, it's a 5-day workshop, sitting with the client, trying to extract all that information out of them. Sometimes alongside Geek. But yeah, it's really about making sure that you understand everything before you're moving into the integration and the software building. So
Thanks, Jordan. What about you, Jack? Just a brief answer. What do you think is the first thing we should be looking at?
Yeah, I think I just trying to supplement a bit on Jordan's answers. So I think Jordan has give a very pretty good answer already. Like we have to make sure that we having some deep understanding of our customers' system, how we're able to integrate with them. And another thing is that we because Geek Plus, we're actually offering multi layers of software integration ends, meaning that we are open to integrate with a different software from the customer side. So determination of their, let's say, ERP, which specific needs or let's say layer that they want to integrate with is the thing that we need to tackle first. And then gradually we can come up to an answer like which specific layer of Geek Plus system is something that a customer will need to integrate with us at the best efficient way. Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Jack.
Mm.
Jack, another question for you asked by Mani Maran. Yeah? And I think this is a question that everyone on this call has faced in their career. So, a key challenge is getting investment, getting your company to invest in technology or systems, right? And one of the things that they're going to ask is ROI. So how are you going to convince your clients, the logistics people, for them to then go in-house and get the approval to proceed with a solution from Geek Plus?
Okay, yeah, thanks for the question. Yeah, so definitely, especially for Southeast Asia countries that just now we have mentioned, the companies here, first of all, is of course if we are able to see some tangible ROI immediately. So what we invest in, the reason why we invest in automation is of course whether it's a tangible or intangible ROI, we will need some let's say benefits that is driving out. But what we need to look is really need to look into a long term. So probably maybe let's say in the market itself, we don't see a very high cost in terms of labor, so that we are seeing a lower ROI in this industry. But on the other side, you can actually see that the labor wage is actually growing very fast. And then what customers look at is a high consistency of the operation. That actually the error made that a cost that is bring up by having errors in operations is also something that you really need to look at when you're considering the ROI itself. So actually, if we are looking in the long term, a business planning for let's say 10 years time span, then automation should always be one of the key elements that you want to, even maybe you are not deploying the full scale automation at the very beginning, but at least a partial automation can help you to make yourself, let's say, competitive. For example, some 3PLs that we work with, they always try to at least implement a partial portion of the automation to at least understand the ROI that they can achieve from a small scale of automation. And then gradually they can try to optimize the operations together with both manual and automation to make sure that they're able to get some improvement to optimize and then eventually get the true ROI that they can see when they're comparing, let's say, the manual operation and the automated operation, like in terms of labor cost saving, but also the cost that they saved from having errors in the operations. Yeah.
So yeah, so not just the direct cost of investment and replacing that with, say, headcount, but I think you bring up a very good point, yeah, Jack. That consistency in your operations and reducing the error rate, yeah? So a lot of us just look at the front end, oh, this costs, say, $100,000. I can hire a warehouse guy for, say, $1,000. I'm exaggerating, of course, yeah? So, and then we think, oh, the ROI is too long, but it's that consistency in your operations, the quality, the efficiency, plus the reduction in errors, yeah, that we also should look at. Yeah. So here's another question, and just in the interest of time, let's keep the answers short and concise, try and stick to them in 30 seconds or a minute. But what are some of the challenges and hurdles that the Geek Plus team has faced in implementing this technology in the Southeast Asia market? And specifically in Malaysia, let's talk about Malaysia. Yeah, that's a focus for us. What are some of the challenges that we face?
Okay. Probably in Malaysia, I think one of the key challenge is that the automation is still new to many companies. So that actually the initial planning stage, we didn't really maybe the customer don't expect a long like testing period or the user testing period. So eventually they are actually prolonging the time. So I would say that to get prepared for automation deployment, one of the most important thing is that the company itself will need to give a full support, especially from the management perspective. They need to help in pushing through it, maybe I say allocating more resources to support together with the automation provider as us to really deploy the automation together to having more in-depth, let's say, workshop or trainings to make sure that the operator can quickly adapt to the automation once it is really go live in operation. Yep.
Thanks, Jack. Very good. I didn't ask John this question because I think if I asked John what's his biggest challenge in Malaysia, he would say finding a good partner, which is one of the things that we want to do. Yeah. Hey, but John, here's a question for you. In Southeast Asia, where do you see the growth in the next 5 years in terms of countries and maybe industries as well? That's a question from Tulasidas. Good question. Jonathan?
Hi, Ramon. Can you hear me?
Hi. Yes,
Yep.
you're back now.
So I think the trends, every country, Southeast Asia, maybe I would say Singapore is always has high demands itself. But the question is whether the team is ready and committed towards this automation transformation journey. That's always the key question. They have this concept, but are they committed to work on it? And then will they eventually pull off halfway? Because they always are worried that whether these flyers are the right partners or even to have the right solution. And then that is why I mentioned we have a very strong database. And then in terms of country-wise, I think the next in line would be Malaysia with the upcoming news of some collaboration as well. I foresee many great companies would be considering to move over to Malaysia and to expand over there. And then eventually, the next country I would foresee maybe Indonesia.
Okay, and what about industries? Which industries?
Industry-wise, I think as Jack mentioned, e-commerce is always a leading industry. That always has a lot of demands over there. And then also same, manufacturing, semiconductors, electronics industry as well. I believe everyone requires a form of automation. So to me, be it small size, medium to even large size, we are here to support for it as well.
Thanks, I agree with you. You know, I was buying dog food for my dog, obviously, in Singapore, and I went to a warehouse. And the warehouse is only like 5,000 square feet. And I was shocked when I saw that they were running the Geek Plus AMR for a small 5,000 square foot facility selling dog food. You know, I mean, it was quite amazing to see. Hey, we got a great question here, Jack, from Lei Yan, where she's asking us, what's your experience been with companies who may have previously invested in automation that is more fixed structure, like, you know, fixed conveyor systems? Do they still consider to change their solutions or enhance their solutions with AMRs?
Oh, that's a pretty quick question again. So I would say that probably some of the existing facilities that they already planned their conveyors, if they are not uncertain about their growth, they may just remain there. But eventually, when companies like, for example, Singapore, we are having a lot of new warehouse building, and Malaysia as well. So all these regions, we are seeing that whenever they are come up with a new warehousing project again, what they do is they try to make sure that they can having a more flexible solutions. So instead of building the conveyors, which is a fixed structure at the very beginning, then like in the future, you're not able to really fine tune it a lot or change the directions, the flows. But AMR itself is quite flexible in a way that you can basically update, just do a system update in map, and then this operation of the path of the AMR can be configured in either way whenever there's a business change, layout change, and warehouse changes. So always we can see that a very high demand in like AMR industry. That is before the like happening of this AMR deployment. Normally they go for conveyor, but right now they really go into like exploring about the AMR deployment to like replacing any fixed structure. Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Hey, we've got someone who wants to ask a question live. We don't normally do this, but why not? Norizan, what's your question?
No, it's not a question. It's actually Norizan from Malaysia.
Hi.
I've been in retail for most of my working life, and I guess this is the best thing that I ever heard about warehouse. All right, so I've been recently working with Lotus Malaysia, and before that was Tesco. All right, so Lotus have the biggest warehouse in Asia. Okay, we have 76 bay of loading bay, and we are managing all the outlets on our own. And I was really impressive on the technology in terms of integrity, in terms of manpower, in terms of stock accuracy, right? So I guess this will be something good for Malaysia, but of course, it's also cutting cost of manpower, right? People will feel that way. But in Malaysia, most of our warehouse is actually handled by foreign worker, Bangla and Myanmar and Pakistani. And now they are actually being controlled by the government in order for us to use them as manpower.
Right.
All right. And they are demanding for salary to be increased and all those things. And now it's actually we have to pay KWSP or EPF for the foreign worker.
Right.
2%. So it's actually increasing of cost. All right. So I guess this is the best thing that will happen in the warehouse. I propose you guys to go and see Lotus.
Well.
All right.
Norizan, cool. I hope to see you in 2 weeks when we are on the ground in KL. So great. It's all
Inshallah. Yeah,
thank
because
you very much,
I've been handling the warehouse and also the operation of Lotus before.
Right.
I'm the trainer there and at the academy.
Thanks. Thank you very much, Norizan.
All right.
Great
Cool.
comments. Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you.
Hey, Jonathan, you've got the best salesman here for us, man.
I'll be the best salesman for retail. Don't worry.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Norizan.
All right, cool.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hey, we've got one from Elizabeth. So what are some of the biggest mistakes companies make when implementing this sort of warehouse automation? And how can they be avoided to get the best profitability and growth? Jordan, I'm going to ask you for a short response, but concise and accurate as well. So what are some of the mistakes people make and how can they best avoid this? I liked your answer just now where you said, start off with very good data, right? Because, you know, that old adage, right? Garbage in, garbage out. But maybe you can just bring this home as well.
Yeah, I really think it's about understanding really what your client needs. It's going through that with them on their, you know, on that pathway and just making sure that what you're putting in. I think you also need to ensure that your client is really operationally, there's a lot of change coming for them. And so part of going through that initial onboarding process, and we're doing detailed design, is making sure that they're ready and that they're getting their team ready. And operationally, they have things planned out, right? It's all about how you execute that, and that comes down to planning. So
get that data right, plan well, yeah, because if you fail to plan, you plan to fail, right? Again. With that, we are almost to the top of the hour. The session has gone on with great participation from everyone. You know, we have one last question here, and Jonathan, this looks as though it is tailor-made for you, right? I think it's a great way for us to end this session. It's what's the key factor you are looking for when you choose a local partner in Australia, New Zealand, APAC, and of course, Malaysia. So take us home, Jonathan.
I think the key word is to be committed. That's one keyword. Committed towards this growth partnership program with Geek Plus, and then we will success it together. Thanks.
All right. Thanks a lot, Jonathan. So with that, we've come to the end of our Q&A session. Brett, back to you, sir.
Thank you, Ramon, and thank you to our panel, Jack, Jordan, John. I think a lot of questions and a lot of great information that you've shared with us today. Just to maybe quickly wrap up, we started this afternoon with John's presentation on what Geek Plus is about, and I think his key statement was that warehouse automation is no longer an option. So I think this is the sort of thing that emphasizes we need to start thinking about this. Geek Plus obviously has a broad portfolio of solutions, and Jordan spoke to us about how important that is in potentially being able to win clients. We have seen a tremendous shift, and we'll continue to see the shift from the traditional operating method of person to goods to person, and technology really is enabling that. I think Jordan talked about three specific areas in relation to partnership: the quality, the experience, and their presence in the market, and that was one of the things that Jordan highlighted about Geek Plus. And also, for potential partners, the G plan that was explained, the service and support that Geek Plus is providing as a part of the business process. This type of business is always, there are inherent risks and there are inherent challenges. We heard about the importance of having data aligned and really understanding the problem that customers are looking to solve, and having that data, particularly the master data, well aligned, and how the integration of these technology solutions will be with the other operating systems of the organization. ROI is a key challenge in getting these types of projects off the ground, but it's not just about labour savings, it's about error reduction, and also the ability to utilise storage space more effectively. So it means you don't have to expand warehouses when your business is growing. And I think Ramon gave a great example of a small facility that's using this type of technology to maximize its storage and pick pack capability. And I think that's the message too, that it's not just big brand names that can potentially invest in these types of technologies. It's also some of the small to medium enterprises as well, and solutions can be customized to that. We heard very much about the customer readiness for the journey and the change management, which is always a part of these, part of the biggest challenge of these transformation projects. But great success can be had with making sure that you've got the right people as a part of your team to help that implementation and integration process. Markets for growth: Singapore, Malaysia, and Indonesia. But solutions that fit across a various range of industries, and whether that's focused in warehousing and distribution, as we're very much involved with logistics and supply chain, but also manufacturing. So I think we've had a great morning. and I really thank our speakers for their contribution. You can see here on the screen that there is a future event. And John, do you want to just talk to the next steps on this event?
Yeah, so thanks, Brett. So it's a pleasure to be here today, presenting to you guys. So there'll be an event 26th of February in Kuala Lumpur. We'll be hosting a conference over there, basically to further elaborate and share to you regarding our products, and then to have a face-to-face session regarding your pain points. And then the second session that day, we will also be further connecting with ideal partners, potential interested partners as well. So I'd love to meet up with all of you guys on that day, 26th February. We do have this QR codes itself. Feel free to connect on this LinkedIn QR codes itself to reach out to any one of us. That's all, Brett. Back to you.
Fantastic. Thanks, John. Thank you to all the people who've joined us this morning and stayed online, asked some fantastic questions. We'll wrap up this LogiSim webinar here, and we look forward to meeting with you again soon.
Thank you very much, Brett. Great session. Really enjoyed it. Have a good day,
Thanks,
everyone.
everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.